welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Calista, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. It is so wonderful seeing all of you here tonight. Hello, DJ Ray. Thank you so much for joining me early, coming in, putting on all of my links, letting people know where to get my free daily emails with all my sports news, analytics, picks of the day, pictures of me every day, and so much more, pointing them to my Substack. I really appreciate that, and of course reminding everybody to like and share and follow along. Hello Thomas, thank you so much for coming in, and Chuck Science, thank you. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying the thumbnail today. I thought that would be a favorite. I was like, I think the people are gonna like this one. It was a good one, right? Gotta do it for the people. Hey Derek, how are you today? Thank you so much everyone for joining me on this beautiful Thursday evening. It has been so cold here and windy too. Like, I'm fine when it's cold, but when it starts getting windy, I don't like it so much. Not my favorite, at least, personally. I'm kind of more of like the warm, tropical weather type, like hanging out in a bikini all day. That's me. I'm like cold, I'm like pulling out my jackets, I'm like, I still can't get warm. Man. So how are you guys all doing today? How's your week going so far? Mine has been so busy, you know, it's been great though. Lots of orders, you know, business really picking up. So haven't had time to do a 2-minute drill tonight, but that is okay. I'm gonna be hanging out here. I'll show off my outfit instead anyways. It's just kind of a casual look, but no big deal. Oh, thank you, Ben. I'm glad you liked it. I know, this thumbnail was hot today. Are you talking about the thumbnail for the show today? I'm like, what pic did I use in the morning email? I don't know. I switch it up all the time. It's like, when you've done it for 800 and something days, it's like, was it yesterday? Today? You know what I always say, sit back, relax, and get your mind right to win some wagers. I am smoking Rainbow Belt tonight. Yeah, Rainbow Belt. It is a boutique strain. It's getting to me. Definitely makes me feel happy, kind of dreamy, and yeah, a little trippy in a pleasant way. So just a nice little strain if you just want to feel animated, a little buzz, and feel really good. Hey David, welcome in. So jealous, DJ Ray. You're enjoying the California sunshine. Always perfect weather there. I mean, Christmas on the beach. Does it get any better? I'd be on the beach with my bong, Christmas hat on. That would be cool. I would enjoy that. All right. You've been causing some trouble, huh? I'm sure. Now, let's get into today's current ROIs. And by the way, I just want to open up and say on Sunday, we are going to have, some of you guys remember him from the Smoke the Spread community that we had a year ago. You know all those contests and how Jeff was kicking our butt in every single one of them with his soccer picks? He's going to be on Sunday's show, and I'm so excited to have him on the show talking with you guys, because he really is coming at soccer with like a data-based strategy as well. I mean, it was really surprising for me when I got his note And, how he really was able to get this, ROIs that I have personally never seen before, in a 60% range. And, it was proven. He had his whole spreadsheet right there that he sent to me, and it was fantastic. So, you guys always heard me back in the old Smoke to Spread community over a year ago saying, I need to learn soccer. Jeff is just crushing these contests, pick after pick after pick. And you know what? It really is amazing to watch. So I'm excited for you guys to see him on this show on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. And I'm excited to dive into soccer because let's be honest, I don't really watch soccer. I don't follow soccer. I've never bet on soccer, but I want to learn how to do this in a proven, successful, data-backed way that will, have a huge, massive return over time. 60% is great. And you know me, I love applying the data, the math, the analytics to sports betting and really just kind of keeping my emotional biases out of it. Thank you so much, Spencer. Welcome in. Hey, Peter. So nice seeing you guys. Yeah, Jeff was solid. It was always between you, Tech Science, and Jeff, who would be head to head in, the leaderboard for these contests. And we would have some great giveaways. And I always was how does he do this? Specifically with soccer, it was just so good, so accurate. He'd always be getting these plus 200 picks and just nailing them every time. Yeah, it was unfair. He was too good. So I can't wait to do some winning in soccer, really nail this down and have my strategy super solid there. So let's go. In the NBA right now, our ROI is up there. We're almost at 50%, but we're not quite reaching Jeff's 60%, but that's okay. This is still amazingly well. Having a 10% return puts you in the pros. There is no technical pro sports handicapper definition. A fish could call themselves a sports handicapper, professional sports handicapper, but I would say typically a 10% puts you in that pro range. In the NBA right now we're sitting at 49.9% with a 75.6% win rate. It is great so far on 48 units played. So we haven't been going crazy, but it's been, high win rate, high ROI, wonderful. Yeah. Where is Super James? I don't know. Hopefully we'll see him, or maybe he'll be rewatching the replay later tonight. Oh yeah, you have your sweater framed? That is awesome. That is super awesome. Yeah, Chris was really good at finding those rewards and the prizes for the contest, and I don't know, I think having that community where we're all playing against each other, but it was so positive and it was so fun, and I think it made every single person, understand how to handicap better. A lot of us, we were doing really well tailing, the top people's picks for the day. And I also think there's just so much help there, where it's hey, how do you make this pick? How are you finding these edges? And everyone wanted to help each other. That's the definition of a true sports betting community. And of course the prizes were great as well, but I would say it's you guys showing up there and contributing that really made it special. So let's keep going. I want to create another sports community, and especially with Poly Market and everything that is coming up. As you know, Poly Market is just going through approval after approval, yeah. So this should be a thing. This is going to be a thing soon, and hopefully, I'll be there to help create a real sports betting community versus something that's just kind of founded on BS and everybody trying to sell their picks. We've already seen that. We've had enough of that for so many years. It's time to have a real community where we help each other, and everybody works cooperatively together. Game theory, right? That's what I'm always talking about. All right, and college basketball right now, we're sitting on a 32.6% ROI with a 69% win rate. Very good. NFL, 26.2% ROI with a 62% win rate. And NHL right now, we're sitting at 21% with a 60% win rate. So there you go. Those are all of our ROIs right now. Yeah, good across the board, but of course I always want to keep improving it. I mean, always. Yeah, and Derek was killing it in these contests. I always love seeing his picks. Hey, Guy. Welcome in. Thank you. Yeah, no, that was such a fun contest. I really liked it. I hope we could do it again, have a real sports betting community where we have these contests. We all encourage each other to become betters instead of just doing these picks. And remember when we had the parlay contest and it was just, people were just getting slaughtered. Everyone just stopped participating in it, I think, because it just shows, like, when you actually have to hold yourself accountable every single day, like, you want to try your best and you don't want to just, like, throw away your money on a parlay that loses. So I don't know, I think it really helped a lot of people, like, improve their gambling strategy, which to me, like, that's the core of this. That's the core of everything that I do here. All right, so let's cover my best bet of the day. So my best bet today is... Oh yeah, I definitely frown on parlays. I never play a parlay unless there's a good reason to. But it does have to be like a really good reason and rooted in math, rooted in data, not just because I feel like playing it. Or else I'll just play everything as like a single bet. And yeah, sure, you don't get like the thrill of seeing like that big plus money number at the bottom there. But also, the sports books aren't going to be killing you on juice. It's easier to hit for sure. And yeah, if you lose one play, you're not losing all the other individual plays. Will. I know. I think after a while, it was just like Will playing by himself in the parlay contest. I wonder if he's still throwing out parlays. I'm sure he's still trying to hit every like plus 500 play and throwing them all into like an 8-leg parlay. And yeah, no, thank you. And I really try to teach you guys in a lot of different ways just like how hard it is to hit these parlays. Seriously, it's hard. Even like when winning the bet, like you have good odds, a good probability. 50-50 chance. It's still hard. Okay, so my best bet of the day is, well, this game, let's talk about it. Alabama State versus Missouri. This is an 8 o'clock game, and I have been looking at this spread. I've been looking at it since this morning. I bet it early. This was my play of the day in my daily report, and I still really like it. So Missouri opened up at minus 22.5. Then this line moved all the way out to minus 26.5. So they were already favorites. They became even bigger favorites. And there was level 1 pro money backing this. And the pro money was looking pretty pro, like very pro. A lot of pros are on this. So I think this is going to be a really good bet. And that's why I took it early, and I still feel pretty confident about it. I still like it. The line hasn't fallen apart. I didn't see any regression. It's not like it pulled back to minus 25.5. It didn't go back to minus 22.5. No, it moved out, and it's just sat there, and there's still solid pro money on this spread. So I still like it. I think it's just holding, sitting there nicely. Okay, you like Missouri as well? Yeah, let's go. I think it's a solid one. I really do. Alrighty. So let's, now that we have my favorite bet of the day covered, let's talk about NFL, of course. I know you guys want to talk about football. You know, the Falcons are facing off against the Bucks tonight. This is an 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern game. But truthfully, I am not liking the spread or the total in this game. I mean, I think, you know, Falcons, they could play very defensively for sure, but at this point in time, I think these numbers have really hit the equilibrium point, and I'm just not a fan of the spread or the total here. But if you guys have any plays in this game tonight, I would like to know. Feel free to throw it in the chat and let me know whether it's a prop, whether, you know, you really like it. If you don't like the game at all like I do, tell me as well. But I just have not seen like a ton of movement here. I mean, the money is very mixed as well, and it's just sitting here. Like, really just sitting here. It opened up literally at minus 5.5, you know, Tampa Bay minus 5.5, minus 105, and it's just sitting there, minus 5.5, minus 110. So no real movement. The money is so mixed too. It's currently sitting, the total is currently sitting at 43.5, minus 112. It opened up at 44.5, minus 110. So, I mean, it really only dropped half a point, yet there is a lot of money on the over. Just nothing really is, like, looking too appealing here tonight. I agree with you. I think this does look like a balanced game. Like, the lines are just, they're just kind of sitting chilly right now. So has this hit equilibrium point? I would say, yeah, it does look like it has hit that point. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you know I hate parlays. All right. You're saying Tampa is peskier as the season wears on normally. They build towards the playoffs, but Atlanta is better defensive. And Tampa is offensive, so stay away. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting take for sure. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm just not seeing the movement here. I wish there was a little bit more movement tonight, but let's look ahead to Sunday's games in the NFL and see if there's any nuggets we could find that we like already. Now, if you get my free daily emails, which if you haven't signed up, what are you waiting for? It's free. They go out every single day. No spam, no ads, no BS. I don't sell your emails to some third-party agency. Like, none of that. Seriously, none of that. Just sign up, go to arielcalista.com, click the stay in touch button if you like getting my free picks and sports analysis and everything. You might have noticed there was one play today, looking ahead, highlighted in red for the NFL. And this is in this Colts Seahawks game. This has been interesting, watching just how the spread has moved out, and I think it'll move out even more. Seattle opened up at minus 10, and then they moved out to minus 13.5. Level 1 pro money was pushing this out, but it moved out even further since then to minus 14. So many pros are still on Seattle right now. I'm seeing a lot of sharp money here. So I would say looking ahead to Sunday, this is something that you might want to even catch early before it moves out even further. Because a lot of pros are on this. The line is moving in this direction, and it really does seem like both the sharps and the Las Vegas books are feeling very uncertain, very uncertain about the Colts, and they just don't think this might be a blowout. And I don't say that too often, but just kind of seeing how this is going, yeah, I think you're right, Thomas. I think this could, be a blowout. All right, so let's talk about another couple games that I'm looking at on Sunday that I have highlighted already in blue. So these are my action plays. I like them so far. Let's see if they develop. I wouldn't put them in yet, but I just want to see how they develop, because so far it's looking pretty interesting. The first one I'm looking at is this Chargers-Chiefs game. This is at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and I've been watching the total here. It looks like there aren't going to be a lot of points scored in this game. It dropped from 44.5 to 41.5 on some mixed pro money. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, the total is dropping, and the pros, they're on the under. So I would say this under is looking more and more interesting. The line is moving in the right direction. The pros are on the under. Keep this play on your radar. Now for the next plays, I did say that last week with the Rams, and you pushed that out. That's a good ladder you played there. Ooh, Buffalo. Let's talk about that one. Okay, so this one, I was seeing a little bit of Joe-ish looking money on the Patriots. So this line, I mean, it's been moving. I'm not going to lie. For the Patriots, it has been moving in the right direction. I mean, they opened up as underdogs, plus 4.5. Then they moved to plus 1.5. I mean, very soon, I think if this line keeps moving, they could potentially become favorites, maybe. But right now, it looks like the money that is pushing this line is looking a little Joe, Looks like the general public, a lot of fans, you know what they say, the average Joes out there. Well, it does look like the money is a little Joe-ish, so I'm just staying away from it right now, even though it is moving in the right direction for the Patriots. The reason I'm just watching this is because it's getting pushed by Joe money, or basically the Joes. They are not the pros. Looking at the total here in this game, it opened up at 46.5, and it moved up to 50.5 on mixed over money. So it is interesting, but it does seem more like a Vegas line correction at this point now. If it moves out even further, if some more money backs it, then it's going to really start hitting some of my parameters and maybe even move into the action pile. But as of right now, I'm just keeping my eye on this total because it is going up. There is the over money starting to develop here. But we still have a few more days until this game actually occurs. So let's keep our eye on this, and let's just see some pro money on over. I would love to see that here. The over money is developing, but let's really figure out the right signal, if it's pro money or if it's Joe money. And then we'll make our play. Of course, we'll be looking at this again on Sunday morning too. A lot of, I mean, Joe's pushing into the Bills too. Yeah, I just don't like seeing Joe money on the board. Yeah, and the total's still just sitting there. It drops a little bit to 49.5 in a lot of spots, so I don't know. I think the total is kind of hitting that equilibrium point. But yeah, nothing I would play here at this very moment. Yeah, not my favorite bet right now, but let's just keep this on our radar and really see, like, anything could happen before Sunday. We don't know. Ooh, the Broncos. Let's talk about that game. So I haven't really seen too much action going on there, but let me look at some of these numbers and see if anything's developing. Okay, so pretty much across the board, the Broncos are sitting at plus 2.5. Yeah, that is pretty much everywhere. And it just opened up there at plus 2.5. So not a lot of line movement at this very moment. I would like to see Vegas, adjust this line a little bit. But I'm not seeing anything so far. I mean, I do see a bit of money here on the Broncos. That's the one thing, is like I see quite a bit of money, but this line is just holding. It's just kind of holding, not really moving. You guys like Bo Nix. All right. Let's talk about this other Sunday game that I like. This is on my action radar right now. It is the Raiders versus Eagles. This is a 1 o'clock game, and I have been keeping my eye on the Raiders spread. It opened up at plus 13.5. Went to plus 11.5 on level 2 pro money. There is still pro money on the Raiders spread. So, seeing this line move, seeing the pros starting to come in here, do they think, like, are the pros thinking, this might be a closer game than, I guess what a lot of the general public thinks? Well, let's see. We'll see. We'll have to see what happens. But right now, I would say keep your eye on this Raiders spread, because I have a feeling it's going to keep moving. If it's already sitting at plus 11.5, I have a feeling it might push to plus 10.5, plus 9.5 even by Sunday, or maybe even further. We don't really know. But the pros are starting to show up here, and this line is definitely moving. So keep your eye on this. Yeah, I would say just keep your eye on this Raiders spread. Right now, this is in my action pile, so it's not like playable yet at this very moment, but keep your eye on it. Yeah, it's looking like an action play. Oh no, not a Joe analysis. This is good. Like, having discussions here in the chat, I think it really all helps us, come to better answers, pick better winners, and really like find some edges in the right spots. So I think it's good. It's all about like having this discussion so we could all become sharper. That's why you guys are like the knife drawer. I know we coined that term on like Smoke the Spread, but it's true. You guys are sharps, and we're all we're all sharpening each other's skills. I love that. Alrighty. So these were some of the games that I'm looking at in NFL. There are some other movements going on, but we're going to cover those on Sunday morning. What I really want to do is I want to talk about AI for just a minute. So from the mailbox, straight from the mailbox, I was asked, like, what is the difference between an agent or like even a system of agents and just creating like an automated workflow? Well, let's first define, like, what is an AI agent? Really, a lot of you guys, maybe you've used ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude a few times, and it gives you an answer, and that's good. And these, these AI agents, they're not just chatbots, but they're kind of the foundations of AI agents. So an AI agent is basically a system that can understand its goal, plan how to get there, use different tools, for example, like web search. It can code, it could, work with databases. I mean, really, there are hundreds of tools out there, and the tools are growing every single day. It can actually remember the conversation and what it's doing along the way, remember all the different steps of the process, and it can adapt if things change. So let me just pull up this little image right here. Okay, so this is like the internal workings of a single agent system. And most of the agents, I mean, they're all like React. I mean, typically it's a React AI agent, which means like reason and act. So they go through the planning, the reasoning process, you submit like your prompt, what you want it to do, you tell it, or you could even speak it, using your voice into your phone or your laptop, or, there's a lot of ways to basically prompt the agent. Then it takes an action. It could go through the tools, select the right tool to use, like even automatically query databases. For example, if you're using an SQL database, it could look at multiple tables, and then it will store it all in its memory. So it's got the short-term memory, it's got the long-term memory. So it's not all just like in its, memory forever and ever, but this is just, like a nice little graph. I hope this helps. I'll leave this up for just a minute as I talk about tools. So there are hundreds of tools out there that you can use, that AI agents can use, like PDF readers, web search. They can use code. They can use APIs. So for example, like, I think my, one of the interesting moments is like, when we're all watching the Super Bowl, we see that Perplexity ad, right? And then I'm sure if you guys were like me, you're like, I have to go test this in real time, right? So I did, and then I saw like right away I'm able to get these answers about, the NFL and what's going on right now and how many yards, etc. And that was really cool. I mean, it was using like an API tool to really pull that information in real time, but even image analyzers, SQL, like I said already, and I mean, this list of tools is growing daily. So like Microsoft has, tools that they have that are open source that, plug into these agents. Amazon, AWS, they also have tools that plug into these agents. So truthfully, like, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of different tools. And the key is agents can automatically choose the right tool based on your request. And then in a multi-agent system, you have a team of agents. So each one could have its own specialty. You could have like a supervisor agent, and the agents can go back and forth, correct, refine, disagree with each other, agree with each other, and iterate until they reach the right conclusion. I mean, it could even be something as complicated as, for example, onboarding a new employee. So, say you interviewed an employee, but now you need an agent to do the background check. Then you need an agent to ensure that the background check was correct. Then you need an agent to get the employee their, new employee materials, get them set up with an ID, get them into your system. And a multi-agent system can handle all of that automatically. So now you have all these agents talking, refining, disagreeing, producing a stronger, more accurate result. So basically, like, with current AI systems, you're able to have these very complex workflows where it's not just like an automated workflow sequence. So like an automated workflow sequence, yeah, it could say like, if this, then that, or if else, then, it doesn't do that. But it doesn't make decisions. There's really no flexibility. But AI agents, especially if they're using these frameworks, these tools like LangChain, like the tool library in there, Crew AI, they select the right tool, they adjust based on the context, and they could even coordinate with other agents to handle complex tasks. So like workflows are just doing what they're told, but it's very rigid, and if like a part of the system fails along the way, there's no agent there to go back and fix it and try to see what the problem is. All right, so I hope I hope this helps explain things a little bit. Let me just show you real quick. Like for example, using Mermaid, I'm actually able to show like what my system looks like when I'm just creating like a research agent tool. So, you have the React agent, then you have the validator node, so it's making sure that the research is correct, and if it's not, it goes back to the agent, back and forth, and so on and so forth until it ends. Whereas this is like a supervisor, you have the market researcher, like doing all the research for a product, then you have the sales analyst, doing all the pricing, the sales, all of that, giving it to the supervisor, and then finally, that's the end. Produces the output. I think you're right, DJ Ray. I do need another rip. Can agents learn over time if given access to additional data info? That is a great question, Ben. Actually, yeah. What I'm doing right now is creating these agents that are actually, retrieval augmented generation, like multi-agent systems. So it is able to pull from like the context provided, and then you're able to even add more and more and more to that. But it is pretty easy, like you could take big chunks of documents, PDFs, whatever it is, and put it into this model. I mean, you vectorize it, you put it into the model, and then it's able to go and retrieve all these different chunks of data. So yeah, it is great how these agents are able to learn, based off of like the actual context that they're provided versus making things up. So you are able to really put in as much data as you want. And honestly, in my opinion, the more data is better. The more stuff that you give it that, and you tell it, like, for example, you set the temperature to 0, like in a model, so it's very factual. It's not making up things, no hallucinations, no creativity either. But sometimes in a lot of settings, like especially in professional settings, you don't want that. But then you give it the context to start pulling from, and it is great. Like for example, if you want to ask a question in plain English, but say you need multiple like tables, like an SQL database to pull from to really like derive the answer and calculate all of that out, having like agents there to do all of that is fantastic, and it makes it highly accurate. I know that was a lot of information. I know you guys' heads are probably spinning, but we will keep breaking all of this down. But now you guys know, like, yes, you could have workflows. You could have many workflows that run in parallel all the time, but they are really fixed systems, but at the same time they're great for very precise outputs that you just have to keep doing over and over and over, like repetitive ones. And agents, they could also get those same, precise fixed outputs as well. They really can. I mean, you can actually really fix it so that it comes out in the same template, same style every single time, or it's pulling from the information. But it does allow you to be a little bit more flexible because, it's able to reason, and not just act like a workflow would. I know this is a lot of information I'm throwing at you guys, but seriously, feel free to write me. My email is always open. I'm happy to talk about these things. And I do want to just keep diving into this like chunk by chunk a little bit more every week. And I think it's going to become easier to understand over time, because truthfully, like with AI, what I find is like it all kind of builds upon itself. And then when you start really, like once you really understand, like I guess the foundational steps of Python, and writing Python, then it starts looking a lot more like just reading English, and it makes it easy to start building out these agents, start making these things happen. It's like English and logic combined. All right, so let's dive into the NBA. Feel free to write my email, reply to any one of my daily report messages. You could always reply to them. I'll reply back right away. If you have any questions, want to talk to me about something specific with AI, or even have any projects, AI projects that you or maybe your company is interested in. As you guys know, I've been submitting some proposals, and now I have a team of AI coders, and I can't wait to work with them, give them some projects to do, and let's get going. So, NBA, let's talk about this. There is one game that is on my action play list for tonight, and that is the Trailblazers versus Pelicans. This is an 8 o'clock p.m. game, and I have been watching the Pelicans spread. I know you guys hate the name Pelicans, I know, but they have been moving from +5.5 to +3.5 on some mixed money. It is looking a little pro. So I would say keep your eye on this. It's moving in the right direction. A little bit of pro money is showing up here. It might be a good night for them. And let's look at this total too. Thank you so much, DJ Ray. I'm glad you I feel like I need a name. Illuminari teaching AI. Thanks, Derek. I appreciate it. Agent was well, that could be agents too. There is no setting though for these AI agents to don't delegate all of these tasks to somebody else, because they could act like an actual agent with a cigar delegating all the work up to somebody else. They could act like that. So you could actually set them to be like, no, don't pass the work off to somebody else. This is your job. And these are your tools. Or you could set it to be like, no, here's all the tools you get to use. I'm glad you guys are learning all about these AI agents. And yeah, I mean, I thought visually, to showing you how these actual agents set up, and then, it is easy to use libraries to visualize the workflow. But yeah, it's cool. New things are being built all the time. Things are changing every single day, and I'm just happy to be a part of the mix and actually learning how to build this myself, versus relying on someone coming through and saying we have AI, and maybe they're not being so truthful about it. Maybe it's somebody else's AI. A lot of people out there are pretending. Hey Chris, welcome in. All right, let's talk about the total in this Trailblazers New Orleans game. So the total opened up at 237.5, went to 240.5 on some mixed money. But there's a lot of over pro money starting to show up here too. So I would say both of these are action plays. You could look at this New Orleans spread, and you could look at the total here tonight. Put them on your action radar. Both of them have pro money on them, and they're both going in the right direction. So I like to see that happen. The sports books, the money, yeah, it's all going in the right direction. I have been keeping my eye on this Celtics-Bucks game, but nothing I'm crazy about right now. You know, there's just a little bit of money starting to show up on Boston, and it moved from -7.5 to -9.5. But I wouldn't put this in an action play yet. Just kind of keep your eye on this. I'd like to see it develop a little bit more. Same thing with the under here, or I mean, it dropped under, and there's all this money coming in on the over. It's very confusing, so I think I'm just going to stay away from this one, even though I have seen, you know, these lines moving in this Celtics game. But, yeah, not my favorite. Not my favorite. Now, NHL, let's talk about this. I think this is, like, really interesting because this is more like a model play. So you could really decide if you want to make this or not. But basically Colorado, like, it didn't really move that much. It went from, the puck line opened up at -1.5, even money. It moved to +105, even though there's level 3 pro money on this puck line here. And, you know, my model is, you know, putting the Avalanche that they're gonna do better, you know, than I guess what the sports model is putting them at tonight. But I guess this one is one of those plays that I would say, you know, use your own judgment here. But at this moment, I, you know, do have my eye on this Colorado puck line. Yeah, I mean, it's sitting, there is level 1 pro money here, so it's interesting. It's interesting. Oh, I like that. A beer stein full of cannabis. Speaking of, I should take a little cannabis hit as we go into our cannabis game for the evening. So I'm going to read you a definition, and you're going to try to guess the cannabis-themed, like, buzzword. And these are all, like, very common cannabis words, slang even. So here's the first definition. Just throw it into the chat. It is going to be just one word, okay? No trick questions here. A soft, sprawling green carpet that politely cushions the feet of anyone wandering through the suburbia. What is the cannabis? Brian, nice to see you here. Oh, that was... Oh, a good cannabis hit. All right, Chuck Science came through with that fast. Raz, DJ Ray right behind you. You guys both nailed that. Nailed it. All right. Yeah, Chris. All right, what about this one? This one's a little bit trickier. A round metal cauldron that every grandmother swears makes soup taste better than science can explain. What is the cannabis word I'm referring to? Uh-oh, that isn't it. Other guesses, please. Uh-oh, 2 wrong answers. Will anyone get this? Come on. Let's see if we could get one more guess in before I reveal the answer. Woo! Oh no, it was a pot. It is pot. Yeah, pot is the round metal cauldron. Or, well, cannabis pot. Okay. What about this one? Definition. A wiggly body part hinge that allows you to bend, twist, and regret yesterday's workout. What cannabis thing am I referring to here? Joint is correct. You nailed that one. First try. Love it. Last one was a tough one, but I guess it wasn't so tough after all, right? DJ Ray nailing it. Hey, you guys are all smart. This is a knife drawer. Okay, here's one. This might be a tricky one. Your overly enthusiastic friend who calls you brother, even though you met him 12 minutes ago. What is the cannabis word? It's a tough one, right? But feel free to throw out anything. This is just a fun game. We're all just playing for fun. Remember that. Quiet in the chat right now. I want to hear from all of you. What do you have? What do you have? Thomas nailing it. Bud. Oh my gosh. Amazing. You nailed it. First try. Let's go, Thomas. That was a tough one. That was a good one. Seriously. All right. What about this one? Definition. A delicate, colorful plant appendage that convinces people to spend $70 on a bouquet that dies in 48 hours. Yeah, I've had bouquets die in 48 hours. So sad. Flower, you nailed that one. Let's go. You guys are crushing it. Only one really tricky one so far, and that was the pot one. This one might be a little tricky too. Definition. A sticky tree goo that traps innocent insects and makes paleontologists dream of dinosaurs. What do you think this? I mean, technically it's kind of a cannabis byproduct, but resin is. Let's go. DJ Ray, you nailed that one too. Love it, love it. All right. Okay, last one. A crispy breakfast food that only tastes right when cooked on a greasy diner griddle at 2 a.m. What is cannabis word for something like that? DJ Ray nailed it. I know, this one's a tough one. Maybe I shouldn't have thrown the curveball at the end. Oh, hash it is. That is correct. Hash does taste just so much better on, like, you know, one of those like greasy spoons. They really know how to cook it there. I'm like, there's this little spot near me. Okay. It's like a hole in the wall kind of place. I love those types of places. They're just like the best. Alrighty, well, that was such a fun cannabis game. What a fun night tonight. Thank you everyone for showing up to this live stream. I had so much fun seeing all of you here. And also remember, the holidays are right around the corner. So if you want custom pieces like this, my beautiful like new Swarovski necklace, or other infrared pieces, feel free to let me know. I want all of you guys staying healthy, happy, feeling good, and energized, increasing your microcirculation and nitric oxide production and all that fun stuff. Staying healthy, staying happy, you know, through the holiday season. So you could check out my website, soul-ray.com, if you want to order a custom piece. I am doing custom pieces, but we really only have a few days, you know, to make sure that they're, you know, shipped out and, you know, shipped out before the holidays. So kind of like a holiday rush going on. So make sure to hit me up if you want some pieces for your friends, for your family, for yourself, for your dogs, for your cats, whatever it is. Let me know. Oh my gosh, I love that. You haven't taken off your necklace in 5 months. That's amazing. Just shows like handmade jewelry, like it stays, it lasts very well, it's good quality, and you won't want to take it off, especially if it's making you feel good. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the live stream tonight. I had so much fun. Good luck on all of your wagers. Let's crush it. And I will see you all on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Oh shoot, I didn't have a 2-minute drill tonight, so I guess I'll show off my little outfit look. But yeah, just casual. Just having a casual night. It was so cold out today. I was like, brr. Anyways, have a wonderful evening. Make sure to subscribe. Sign up for my free daily emails just by clicking the Stay in Touch button. Go on arielcalista.com. Check out my books as well, Infrared Illuminated, Sports Betting Illuminated, and of course, feel free to write me anytime if you have questions about AI, if you want to learn more about sports betting, or if you just want to say hi. I love hearing from all of you. And have a happy weekend. Good luck on your wagers tonight, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much.